episode of Mike Chuck, season 3. We're on episode 11, Chuck. Episode 11.
Can't believe I've made it this far without just hitting you right in the forehead.
You got to see me to hit me in the forehead.
Yeah.
You haven't been around, so
I've been places.
Yeah, not at a high school wrestling mat.
The guy goes out of the country one time, and all of a sudden he's just a bad guy.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Yeah, I get it.
You look like you had fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you look like you had a good time. All right, let's set up the show here. So first off, we're going to have Maycee Peacher. That's Peacher, not preacher. That some people say preacher, and it's not. That's not it.
Well, they're just wrong.
I know.
And not very well informed.
It's kind of weird. So, I don't know. Yeah.
Mike Sautter.
Yeah, or whatever. It's weird.
Michael Lee.
I'm going to punch you for that so hard. Okay, gut punch coming for Chuck. And then we will have Riley Johnson from Skutt will be after Macy. And then we'll finish this show with Drew Kessler from NEWrestle.
Is it Drew or Cody?
Oh, Cody. I'm sorry. Yeah, we had Drew last week. My fault.
He's probably watching some rodeo right now.
Or yeah, stuff like that.
Can't believe you've never been cow tipping before.
Can't believe you've never been roping before. I have actually. Once.
I've never.
A very long story about it. Anyway, I wouldn't have time for that story, but if people want to know, they can just ask me about my one experience roping, one and only.
Should have learned to rope right.
I did. I ran the chute one time in my life, and
it did not end well for you, did it?
I had no idea what that meant until I showed up, and then I'm like, "Oh, I am improperly dressed." For Yes, Cody Manquist will finish the show for us from NEWrestle, not Drew this week. So, okay, let's just get rolling here. We've been talking too much about ourselves. Maycee Peacher. Macy, how are we doing?
Good.
What's going on, Macy?
Nothing much.
You seem pretty focused right now.
Kinda.
Focused or nervous that we're going to ask you something crazy?
Both.
Both? Well, you never know what Chuck's going to ask you, so be prepared.
Well,
Yeah.
you know where Macy's love for wrestling started, right?
I do not.
Mike? Macy, go ahead and tell them where you started watching wrestling at.
My older brother's tournaments.
And where did he go to school?
Central.
Oh,
yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oos. Yeah. So that's where it is. Okay. That's where it is. Now I understand. Okay. Macy, my first question out of the gate will not be a fun one. This will be a little more real. So you have an opportunity to do something that has never been done and be a 4-time NSAA sanctioned, the first 4-time NSAA sanctioned girls wrestler to win 4 straight. Thoughts on that and what that might mean for you if you can get that done?
I mean, it'd be very exciting if I could complete that. But it's very nerve-wracking, I guess. But I just gotta take it one match at a time. I'm not even to the state tournament yet, so I have to wrestle my first match and go on from there. So we'll see how it goes.
Mm.
Macy, how old were you when you really decided you wanted to start taking wrestling serious, and why wrestling?
I don't know. I was probably 11 when I actually really started going to bigger tournaments and all that stuff. And I realized I really wanted to take it seriously when all I would do was just wrestle all year round, and I really enjoyed stepping out on the mat and going to practice and all that stuff.
Who would you say you maybe have learned from the most? Who do you go to when you have, those deeper questions about just how to handle things on and off the mat? Who's your kind of mentor person?
Probably my brother, honestly.
And why?
I don't know. He just knows me the best, and he's always been like pretty helpful for everything and always like is by my side with wrestling and life.
Hmm.
So you've got the most bragging rights in the household, right? How do your brothers handle that?
I mean, Loudon, I don't know, he just beats me up, I guess. And Braxton's pretty humble, but I don't know, they all know that they can beat me up, so they they know where they stand, I guess.
Hmm. Um, so a little bit of a change um, happened at districts for you. You went up to 130. What played into that? What went into that?
So we had two girls at 120, and our 130 pounder got injured. And my
Oh,
coach said that would probably be best if I went up to 130. So then our two 120 pounders would one of them would be able to go up to 25. And this year we've had a really good team, and we all thought like our 20 and 25 pounder could probably make it to state and have a better chance there than at 30. So I just thought it would be a good idea to go up and um it would just like it's a big team thing, I guess.
yeah, help the team out, right? Like team points, team race, give someone else an opportunity. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you've wrestled kind of the who's who at from anywhere from 120 to 130. What kind of motivates you to get up for those matches? There was some talk online about, Macy ducking people, and that's just not true. So, what gets you motivated for those?
Um Honestly, like me losing to Morgan just motivated me to be a better wrestler, like knowing that you need to lose in order to get better because otherwise you don't really know what you need to work on. Just walking through every single match isn't going to get you anywhere. But um I don't know. There's been obviously a lot of hate on me this year just because I could be the first four timer and stuff like that. So I just kind of like got to put that aside and just let people talk and do their own thing, I guess.
Yeah,
That just comes with the territory, though. Being a stud, that just is part of it.
Yeah.
but winners or people on top, they take the most hate. That's just how it is. Um, Speaking of back to kind of the 130, so you obviously wrestled Kayla Lyons. It was close. She's at 132, as well as you. If that match were to happen, because you need to take it one at a time and all of that, if that match were to happen, what do you think you might do differently this time?
I just got to wrestle my own match. She's a really good wrestler. She's really good on her feet. So I just would have to wrestle my own match, not wrestle her match. And however it ends is how it ends, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite after weigh-in meal? I know that you've kind of cut some weight in the past and had to kind of crunch making weight, but what's your go-to after weigh-ins?
Um, I'd always get a Jimmy John's sandwich. It would be just ham and cheese and then mayonnaise. And that's what I would eat after every single weigh-in. And then I would drink about a body armor and a bottle of water.
Mm. So you get the hydration and some food both ways. That's good.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it more of a superstition on that meal now at this point where it's like, okay, this is just what I had to have?
Yeah, kinda. I'm very superstitious.
What other superstitions do you have?
My mom always has to braid my hair. I wear
Mm.
like the same stuff every tournament. Uh, I don't know, like my warm up's the same every single time. Just
Mm.
everything like has been superstitious since my freshman year.
What does a fourth state title mean to you? I think the only other one at Bennington is Brett Allgood
Yeah, I don't really
or
know.
at Velasquez too.
I haven't really thought about it much. I've kind of just been trying to not think about it a lot because I don't want to keep like put so much pressure on myself. But if I were to get the fourth state title, I feel like that would like help. girls that are like wanting to start wrestling like actually come out for the sport, and like it shows that like the work you put in the wrestling room really does like show eventually later on in life.
Okay, last one for you here. What does it mean to kind of be you're in the infancy part of girls wrestling in Nebraska? What does it mean to kind of be one of the trailblazers and having, younger or little girls or younger wrestlers, whether they're freshmen, sophomores, kind of maybe look up to you?
I mean, it like makes me feel like that I have a reason, and like it just shows that like people really do look up to you, and like what you do on and off the mat really does make a difference, like in everything. And I don't know, I feel like it's a big deal knowing that girls look up to you, like younger girls look up to someone.
Yeah. All right, Macy, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. And I guess good luck. We'll see you next week.
Thanks a ton, Macy.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, Maycee Peacher, Bennington.
Here's a fun fact. Did you know when she was younger, she played football too?
Oh, really? Well, that's probably
I'll tell you what, I remember seeing her run around the tournaments and stuff when she was little, at Loudon's tournaments. And she was always one of the most athletic little kids and one of the meanest. Like when she was just wrestling around with people, she was mean. It was so it's really cool to see her grow up and see her be one of the faces of girls wrestling right now.
It's kind of like you. You're just mean all the time.
Always.
Yeah, mean person. Okay, our next guest is waiting. So let's let him come into the show. Mr. Riley Johnson from Omaha Skutt, the South Dakota State Jackrabbit.
Fraggle.
Future South Dakota State Jackrabbit, Mr. Fraggle himself, Riley Johnson. Riley, what's going on, man?
Going on, guys? How's it going?
It's going good.
Riley, am I seeing a little bit of that perm coming back?
So a little bit. Here's my big problem. I decided that my barber is going to be this guy in Midtown. So it's not very easy to get all the way out to Midtown to get my hair cut all the time. So sometimes it gets a little long because I'm just busy. I don't have time to go get my hair cut. So like right now,
this guy knows what I'm talking about. It's a trek.
I'm just so busy, but we might try and make it soon.
It's you could just make it easy and do your own hair like I do.
I used to, but I kind of like what I have going now.
What? All right, Riley. But my first question was, how was the Skutt versus Norris basketball game? It looked like it was a packed gym, and the student sections were pretty lit.
I'm gonna be honest. Didn't end up making it out. Didn't make it out. So I got done with practice. I went and did a workout. By the time I was done, I'm like, man, it's already 7. The game's about to start. I'm going to have to stand in the very top of the student section. I'll just watch it on Facebook. I didn't make it out all the way.
Dang, man.
Sounds like a crazy environment.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah.
You had a couple football players there, I saw.
A little bit. Yeah, there were a couple.
Yeah, was school buzzing today after last night?
We had a snow day.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Duh. Yeah.
They announced it.
Yeah, Dylan Earl announced it in the training room.
I know. I'm sorry.
Jeez, Mike. Come on.
It's been a long day with my kids being home from the snow day. So anyway, Riley, so my first question for you, why South Dakota State? Why did you choose there? You visited a bunch of other places, but why South Dakota State?
So, I mean, I took a lot of visits. I really wanted to be able to sample everything, see what I really liked, and just being up at South Dakota State, being in Brookings, just not only the coaching staff and the wrestling team, but the community itself. Like spending time in Brookings, getting to see everyone and how much they like really care about wrestling. It was really neat to see. And just the coaching staff is great out there. Coach Hahn, Coach Simaz, Coach Caldwell, Coach, all those guys. It's just great to see them and just how much they care about their kids and how much they love the sport. So just being in that environment is something that, I love to do. So having those same goals and having that same aspiration, something that was really important to me.
Tell me a little bit about the Skutt program and how much that's meant to you over the last couple of years.
I mean, it's a bit of a joke on the team because I started wrestling at Skutt. So I've been at Skutt since I was about 6 or 7. So being in this program, even today, seeing the success we're having, it's just an incredible honor. Coach DeVatter is doing a great job with the program, and being able to help that and also see it go back to its old ways of just winning all the time. It's great to see. And I'm just really honored, like I said, to be a part of that and just being able to help out.
You're in that core group of guys that's brought it back to the, extreme top level. What does that maybe mean to be in that, mentioned in that group?
I mean, it's really cool to be mentioned in that group, but you got to think that it's not just these 5 or 6 guys who are really good. Everyone's in there working. Everyone's always grinding, going towards the same goal. And, sometimes those 6 guys can't get it done. So we need to rely on our other kids. And we saw that state duels. Kohler Bonnick, our 57-pounder, absolute dog. Without him, we might not have won that duel. So seeing those guys, not just the core 6, but everyone be able to contribute and work towards the same goal is really important.
So growing up, you weren't always the super stud that you are now, right? How old were you, do you think, when it really started to turn the corner for you, and what was that difference that really turned it on?
I mean, I think probably after going into my freshman year, I just realized that this is an honor. I really fell in love with the sport again. I just worked out as much as possible. I took advantage of every opportunity I was given, especially going into high school. I realized that I need to work way harder if I want to continue to achieve what I want to in high school. So I feel like going into my freshman year was kind of that wake up call of I gotta get on my horse. I gotta start working a little bit harder.
You have guys Cade in the room, who's a pretty vocal leader, I would say. What have you maybe learned from him and being around him?
The one thing that I try to take away from him the most is just how much he loves wrestling. Mm-hmm. You can just tell when he walks into a place that there's nowhere else he'd rather be. He loves it there. That's something that I try and, mimic, copy a little bit of just being grateful for the opportunity I'm given and being able to just love the sport.
How much is having your dad at just about everything that you've ever done? How much has that meant to you?
I mean, that means a lot. Another secret, I can't drive. So he's basically everywhere with me. Whenever I go work out, he's there. Whenever I'm going to practice, he's driving me there and back. So, just the bond we have, and he can push me, but he can also be very gentle and kind. And he can, sometimes I'm getting really down on myself. He can, pick my head up. So just being able to spend as much time around him as I do, it's a real honor. And I'm just so grateful that he's so supportive of what I do.
Wait, is there a reason why you can't drive? Is there something?
So I was getting really good at it, but then I broke my ankle. So I kind of didn't get as good at it, but I was just really lazy at first. I got my permit. The only reason I have my permit is because I needed to fly to Vegas for the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
I was 16, so I needed to go get some sort of ID. So I got a permit, and I just never got around to driving. But we're gonna get on it soon. We're gonna drive ourselves at some point.
Okay. I didn't know if there was a medical reason or something, or it's just you just not doing it. So. Okay.
How many times did you have to take the permit test, though?
Huh? Just once.
How many times did you? Just once?
I was a dog. I showed up. I studied a little bit. Got it done.
Oh, wow.
And then the driver's test just hasn't happened yet.
So you got the hard part out of the way already.
Yeah. I need to, we need a little bit more road time, but we should be good. We should be driving by next year at some point.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Whoa, what happened? All right, okay. Where did the nickname Fraggle come from?
So when I was really young, I used to have this mohawk and I would dye it green. So my old coach, Brad Hildebrandt, maybe the greatest Nebraska coach of all time,
What is?
He said that I look like a Fraggle, and then from there it just kind of stuck. And especially in recent years, I've kind of leaned into it a little bit more. That's the Instagram handle. That's all of that. Yeah. So I've just kind of taken it on as like I'm Fraggle now.
Got it. And then you are correct. Coach Hildebrandt would be the goat of high school wrestling. Yeah, I mean it's not close.
It's not really a debate.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't think there's anybody that can touch that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're probably good at that. So there's this running thing that I have with a couple of the administrators at Skutt.
Uh-huh.
The speed at which they have the state championship banners updated, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour after something happens, is remarkable.
It's crazy.
So, like, what do you think goes into all that? How do you think they get it done?
I think that it's just an utmost care and respect for what all of the athletics do that really kind of push them in that direction of, hey, you guys did something really cool. You worked really hard to achieve this. So we want to recognize you by, doing our part and getting this up as soon as we can.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally like within an hour or two.
Yeah. We were out of Kearney by the time the 25 state duels banner was up.
Yeah. It's something that they take pride in. I do know that. And it's kind of cool that they do that. And they want to celebrate that moment. And that's their kind of way of celebrating it, I guess, and just the speed at which they do that.
They got people on tap.
Someone's got to be up there just waiting for it to happen.
Now, honest question here. Are you wearing a heated blanket right now?
No, it's not heated. It's just a blanket.
Just a regular blanket, okay.
Just okay. A little chilly. A little bit of the sniffles, so just trying to stay healthy.
Did you have to shovel snow today?
Not tonight.
Today at all?
Mm-mm. Nah. That's another thing. My dad realized I was a little sick. Probably wasn't the greatest idea to send his kid out and sub 10-degree temperatures with a bit of a cold, so he did it.
There's a word for that, and I'm not going to say it out loud right now, even though I want to. But I'm not. It may start with an S and end with a T, and there's an F.
4-letter word.
There's an F in there too, and an O. But I'm just to myself.
Hurtful. Sounds like someone's mad they had to shovel snow today.
Yeah, someone had to shovel.
He got you, Mike, because I live in an apartment, so I don't have to shovel snow.
Someone had to shovel snow twice today. Thank you. Yeah.
How's the back?
It's struggling. It's struggling. It's not feeling good. It's not feeling good. Give us the most Skutt wrestling room intensity story that sticks out in your brain. Is there a moment where you're like, whoa, okay, this is taking it a little serious here.
One specific moment. Now, this probably isn't a great example, but my freshman year, I remember that I was wrestling, and the wrestling room is pretty chaotic, especially how big we have it. You can't really tell what's going on around you at all times.
Yeah.
So I'm wrestling, we're doing live goes, and then out of the corner of my eye, I see Coach Pesca just running behind me. I'm like, what's going on? And then, I finish my go. I look over. Coach Pesca has this kid locked up, making sure he can't. He's kicking his feet, and apparently he got taken down and he started throwing hands.
Oh.
Well, the kid's not here anymore. But he was trying to fight some kid because he got taken down in a wrestling go. I was just what is going on?
Yeah.
It gets intense.
It gets really
wrestling rooms get intense.
Yeah. Especially that freshman year, we were all just so competitive. It's still competitive now, but it was a bad competitiveness. This kid was he just hated losing, which is something that I think is awful for you and awful for development. You got to be okay with losing. Not okay, but you got to be able to accept it and learn from it instead of being oh, I lost, let me punch you. That's just ridiculous. You can't do that.
Who would you say is your mentor? Who do you learn from in losses and wins? And Like who you go to for advice?
I mean, I feel like I have a lot of mentors, especially throughout different times of the year. Like during club season, I'd say Zach Dominguez is probably like my biggest mentor.
Mm-hmm.
He's got so much experience and knowledge that it's pretty hard to not like respect and try and learn from him. But during the season, probably either Coach Redder or Coach Pesca, because those guys, they've been around me for a while and they know like, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to fix.
Can you get close to beating Coach Pesca yet?
Coach Pesca doesn't like wrestling me anymore. I'm a little too big for him now. So we haven't.
That's fair. That's fair.
What is your favorite Fargo memory?
Definitely not the first year. That 11 matches in 3 days was brutal. Probably, I don't know, probably double All-American this year. Like, yeah, the semi-slide in both styles was a little rough, but being able to say I was a double All-American is, that was something that I really wanted to get last year, and getting it this year was like a big deal for me.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just gonna say I thought it was maybe the interview you did with me after a match.
The one that I ran away from you from. So you
yeah,
had to hunt me down.
What'd you say?
The one that you had to hunt me down for because I ran away from you.
Yeah, dude was scared.
I had to get my weight down. I was taking care of my weight.
Mike doesn't get that. Mike doesn't get that. He's a basketball guy.
No, I do get that. I don't know if you know this, but I wrestled and I had to cut a lot of weight in way different ways than people do now.
Yeah.
the very not legal ones right now. So I do understand.
Yeah.
So Riley, what do you want to leave as your legacy at Skutt? I know you still got some time left, but where do you want to leave how do you want to leave your mark?
I mean, I feel like at Skutt especially, it's going to be really hard to leave a mark because we just have so much like history and so much success in the past. So the thing that I want to be known for, like remembered, is that like I just showed up and I worked hard. Like I just put my head down and I got after it every day. So that's like what I try and do every day. Just work as hard as I can.
All right, man. We'll see you next week.
Can't wait. See you in Omaha.
Yeah. Well, I live in Omaha, and so do you. So
Me too.
Yeah.
You get what I was trying to say.
I know.
Well, I'll see you guys both downtown.
Oh yeah.
See you downtown.
See you guys.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, bye.
All right, Riley Johnson, smart kid, man.
Man, he's fun to talk to, isn't he?
He's
very animated.
He's a fun kid. Like I first got to know him in Fargo. First time I ever like really talked to him. And he's a smart, intelligent kid. He's fun. He deserves kind of all the credit that he gets and all the praise and everything that he gets. He definitely deserves. He's worked really hard for it. And so it's kind of cool to see that when someone just works hard like that, they get rewarded on the back end. And it didn't, it hasn't come easy for him either. So he's had to go through some stuff.
He didn't win tons of little kids titles, tons of national titles, anything like that. He was a kid that really enjoyed the sport. His dad invested in him, and he just got better.
Yeah,
those are the cool stories to see.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see a kid like that do that and succeed. So yeah. All right. Are we ready to kind of get into some guts and not have some fun here?
Yeah, I guess we're going to talk about some
wrestling,
ranching or something.
Yeah, probably. Okay, Cody Manquist next on the show.
What's going on, gentlemen?
What is that? Is that Gretna? I was like, you have a Packers shirt on?
Yeah. I, for one, am shocked that he's wearing a Gretna shirt.
Yeah, I thought it'd be North Platte or Ogallala.
Maybe Brian.
Don't lose that final match and upset the 1 seed, and maybe I pull out the North Platte shirt.
Oh.
Wow. That was one of the many great matches we saw at state duels this weekend.
Yeah, so break it down for us, like kind of teams that we thought.
Yeah, Burwell Central Valley was the final in D, with Burwell winning.
Yeah.
When Brody Jensen bumped up for them.
Yeah.
Skutt beat Bennington 34-27. Another one there. Benny Ziola bumped up to 32 for Skutt to start that duel. And then Riley kind of hit on it. Rotella and Lauritsen both went up to 65. So you had two JV guys go at 57.
Oh.
And like how he was talking about, it's like it's everyone wants to talk about it being an individual sport, but right there's prime example. It was a team sport.
Right.
He had to come out and win it. And then that came down to the second to last match. Cole Welty getting the win for Skutt for them to win their third straight. Class C, Battle Creek defeated David City, and that was a really good duel. Class A, Lincoln East just ran through everybody.
Yeah.
But the best duel of the day was by far Central Valley and Plainview.
Yeah.
I found myself down watching that duel more than the Class A duels that were going on. That came down to the last match, and that was a 5 defeating a 3 in the 113-pound match to win it for Central Valley.
Central Valley made a nice little run there.
Yeah. They're having quite the school year, huh, Sautter?
Yeah, they are. Football season was pretty good to them, and
yeah,
they really are having.
They're going to turn right around. They're going to be in it here in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
One team that wasn't there in Class D that will also be in it will obviously be Shelby Rising City. They have a lot of firepower. They're not as deep. They can't fill all the weights. But
yeah, but if you can get bonus points and stuff, how about that?
I mean, they legitimately could have 4 state champs.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
and 3
Huskies
with the last name.
What'd you say?
And 3 of them with the same last name.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Elijah Fiel, Owen Krafka dropped to 32 and's been killing it for him. No, it was all the matches outside of probably 3 or 4 that I can think of off the top of my head all came down to within the last 3 matches of the duels. So there was good parity and just a long day, very long day. There was, I don't know if there's something that can be fixed because there was like a half hour to 45-minute break after each round.
Really?
Yeah, because it stayed set to a schedule since it was streaming or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You have to.
NFHS had it. So, but I mean, what do you do if you're Ron? Because if you move it up, everything's rushed. And then all of a sudden you're up against it where this duel's just getting over. And, okay, well, you got to go duel right now.
Well, you also have to have the 30-minute break, right?
Yeah, that's not going to matter though in a duel.
Yeah, that shouldn't.
Yeah, because you're rolling. Yeah, you're rolling back. But I'm just thinking, I don't know. Like maybe that's
maybe. I mean, there's in Class D, you had a couple schools that didn't have as many wrestlers, but I still, I think you'd be fine on the 30-minute. Yeah, it was a really good time. I was really hoping we'd get to see Lauritsen and Riley, but oh well.
Yeah, that's all right.
Cody, how worn down are you right now between state duels and then having to push snow and then you got districts and then state coming up?
Yeah, it's the snowstorm definitely threw a wrench in things, and I am just praying that Saturdays goes away.
Yeah. Is it let's talk about maybe districts here. What are there a few districts that you're
so I am torn between going to A3 and A4. I'll go to Columbus for A4 depending on weather. That's gonna have Lincoln East, Norfolk, Columbus, Millard West. That's a really good district. Then in A3 is gonna be that school out west, Millard South, Papio South. Drawing a blank. I have it right in front of me, but yeah, that'll be a really good one. Class B, Waverly is going to be, they're hosting, I think, B2. That's going to be a really good district. Yeah, I haven't really looked too much into C and D. I know C4 and D4 are always really tough. C4 144 is going to be. There's 3 dudes there that could all win state.
Oh.
Yeah, so that'll be a good one that I'll definitely be following on track. So that's Luis Coe from Chase County, Kyler Vincent from Gordon Rushville, and I'm drawing a blank. The Broken Bow kid that transferred to Kearney Catholic.
I
can't remember his name off the top of my head, but yeah, he'll be there, and so that's gonna be a really good district weight to watch, and then we'll turn around and wait for the districts out west to get done, so we can hopefully have state brackets by about 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it normally comes out a little before that.
Right about then. 9, 10.
About like 8.
Because it's just behind because you have your district out west that's in mountain time.
Oh, yeah. So I thought it was about 8 or so. And I guess the seating is going to be just.
Well, and see, it used to go pretty quick because they had their algorithms made, but now that they're feeding it.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, isn't it just the one in this district gets the 4 in that district? They're back to that, right?
No,
top 4 seeds are getting.
Top 4 seeds get seeded. The 4 district champs get seeded.
So it'll take some time. It might not be until Sunday.
Oh, it'll better. Last year, I think it was around 12:30 because we all stayed up for it.
Oh, man, it's long. Okay, girls' side real quick, and then we'll get out of here.
I want to congratulate Zoe Barber on her 150th win. Just want to get that out of the way. Okay. And congratulations. We haven't seen that very often on the girls' side yet, so congratulations to her.
Huge honor.
Yeah.
Huge honor.
No, it was, I'd say for the most part, a couple things happened last week that we didn't get to see a couple girls compete at districts, so they will not be at the state tournament. And other than that, I would say we went fairly scratch to say. I'm just trying to process everything, and
yeah, and that's what with the things I saw.
UTN went 6 for 6 in the semis and put 6 girls in the finals.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so they had a good semifinal round.
I think circling back around, the biggest news that we saw was Macy bumping up to 130.
Yeah, that's definitely huge.
To set up some,
There'll be a lot of eyes on that 130-pound state final.
If it happens.
Yes, as we know, she's going one match at a time. So.
Yes. Yeah. We're not, no carts before horses over here. It's all right. That'll do it. We're gonna try and do a preview.
Yeah, I was wondering, is this the last one before state, or are we gonna try and get one?
No, I'm gonna try and do something Monday, I think. Okay. You guys are open to that?
Yeah, I'm open.
Oh yeah.
Open.
Yeah, we'll try and see if we can do something. I don't know what quite yet.
You guys want to try and go to a district?
I can't. Yeah. I can't.
I know.
Stuff. We have practice.
This is all part of your 12 basketball games in 14 days.
Yeah, no. I'll be in Grand Island for the Heartland Hoops Classic. Actually.
Didn't you announce that last year?
I did it 2 years ago. I'm gonna announce the final 3 games this year.
There is a wrestling district out there this weekend.
Grand Island is hosting a district.
I have to
A1 with Grand Island and Creighton Prep.
I have to be at the Heartland Hoops Classic about 9 o'clock in the morning till about midnight.
All right.
Oh boy.
Real quick. I guess I can ask you this question off air, so I'll wait.
That's all right. Okay. All right. That'll do it for the show this week. Good show. Good guests. A lot of information. Had some fun like we always maybe do.
Did anyone get any egg bites?
No. Egg bites. No.
We had Cody over there posing for us for a little while too. Had the hand behind the head. He was looking like a supermodel.
Yeah. I'm shot.
Yeah, I bet you're pretty tired. That's okay.
Mike's got a sore back too.
Yeah.
Yeah, carrying you all the time on the show. You walked into it. All right, that'll do it. We'll talk to you next time.
A Hurrdat Sports Network production.